Hello there, my fellow Witcher 3 fanatics. What's up? It's Robbie with Openworld Games. We've got a brand new developer diary for you about all things monsters. In this developer diary, you will see several different creatures and then also new outfits. Pay attention to these badass outfits. I will be returning later in the video with new details and new screenshots. See you then.
Designing each creature is a collaborative effort between the character, concept, and animation departments. We start by trying to visualize the anatomy of the creature and ask ourselves if this is something that could actually exist. I mean, they're fantastical creatures, but we don't want them to defy the laws of physics.
In order to become the best monster hunter, you must first learn how to understand your foes. Books and essays usually give you the information you need, where they can be found, their attack pattern, and what they fear. And it is your job to figure out the best way to kill them.
Geralt has a lot of tools available at his disposal for fighting enemies in The Witcher 3. His steel sword, for instance, is used primarily for fighting human opponents, and his silver sword, which he uses for fighting monsters. Geralt can also use a crossbow for fighting ranged or flying foes that are trying to keep their distance from him. Crossbow is also very useful for fighting underwater against swimming monsters, such as the Siren.
Harpies are vile feather creatures that fly around you and circle you. Now the only way to deal with them is first to bring them down. And that's where your art spell comes in handy. Sort of compressed air that will bring them down to the ground where you can finish them with your sword.
Some monsters in The Witcher 3 can actually swim. These can attack the player while he's in the water and even go as far as attacking his boat. This can be really dangerous for the player if the monster has a natural affinity for water, such as the Drowner.
Drowners are creatures that live in swamps and will snatch at anything that comes near their ponds. And these particular creatures absolutely hate fire and they fear it. And that's where your Igni spell, a flame that bursts out of your hand, comes in handy. And that is the best way to kill them.
With the werewolf, a bomb filled with silver powder will take away his regenerative abilities. This will make it much easier for the player to defeat him after. The player can use weapon oils to coat his weapons that will make them do enhanced damage against specific enemy types. The real trick to using this, though, is to know when and where to use them, and that judgment is left up to the player based on his surrounding environment, the weather, and even territorial marks that other monsters may have left in the area.
So we've created this complex behavior system in the game that actually allows these creatures to live in the world that they inhabit. They're never just going to spawn in front of you artificially, and they don't just interact with the player. They interact with each other and with NPCs.
We've created a unique ecosystem that includes monsters, animals, and humans, all living together, fighting, trying to survive, and you are merely a spectator. Now it is your choice to interfere with whatever is happening in front of you. But don't forget, every action you take in The Witcher has its own consequences.
So there you guys have it, another developer diary from PROJEKT RED. These guys are on fire, and this world is going to be absolutely massive. Remember, it's actually going to be larger than Skyrim, which is incredible. And here we see a brand new screenshot. You know, I feel like they've shown so much forests, some of the cities, which are amazing, but they really haven't shown us like the snow environments too much. Or here we see more of a rocky desert region, so there is a wide variety of terrain in this game, so that's pretty impressive. Also, don't forget, there are going to be interiors in this game as well, and as we can see, Geralt is getting in all sorts of trouble here with what appears to be citizens maybe, and maybe some guards as well. But yes, you can have some showdowns in close quarters combat, so that's really cool. And you know, the game is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, just look at the wildlife here. There is going to be a wide variety of wildlife in the game as well, which is really impressive. Now, this is really cool. Riding ahead of him is another Witcher. You can see that he also has 2 swords. Remember, you have a sword for human, more worldly opponents, and then otherworldly opponents like monsters. And of course, yes, you will be having showdowns with those very humans. They're probably going to be more dangerous than the monsters, I would guess. And yes, sex will play a big part in The Witcher 3, much like the politics, violence, and everything else. It's all part of this realistic world that CD Projekt Red has built. And again, the game is downright gorgeous. As you can see, another outfit here. I'm really a huge fan of customizing my character, and you will be able to do that in a big way in The Witcher 3. Here we see Geralt frolicking amongst the wildlife, just freely roaming. Yes, it is an open world game. I cannot wait for this one, guys. It's drawing near May 19th, so please mark that on your calendars. You better believe we will have coverage of this game. I cannot wait to just start exploring it and just having a freaking blast and taking on these monsters. So guys, remember to stay tuned right here to Open World Games. Let me know what you think of The Witcher 3 and what you are mostly excited for about this game. Is it the open world? Is it the combat? Is it the dialogue and choices? Let me know in the comments below. But thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more open world gaming goodness, and I will see you next time.